Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into today's live. How's everybody doing today on this hump day? It is August the 14th. We are halfway through the month already. I cannot believe it. Summer is getting close to being over, and I'm not ready for that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not ready. I feel like I haven't been to the pool enough. I haven't had enough barbecues. I have not done enough outside. So my goal is after today, well, today is my goal to get outside every single day, other than walking the dogs. Go read a book outside, go do something outside because winter will be here. But if you're new to the channel, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Tanya or Titanium Built, and this is our true crime channel, but we do go over to our unfiltered and stream over there as well. So, Unfiltered with Tanya is my second channel. Basically, we're going to do lifestyle commentary and stuff over there on the Unfiltered channel. So more of like the Betty content will be over there. But we're streaming over here because, bigger audience. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. But let me go ahead and say hello to some people that are in here. And Reba, if you're listening in, Reba, she's making me a blanket. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It is the prettiest blanket I've ever seen in my life. I've never had anybody make me anything before like that. She just asked me the other day, "What colors do you like?" I said, "Well, I'm kind of boring." And I was like sage and, beige, and it's beautiful. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Cheryl. Wanted to share that with you guys because she's one of our good members here. Cheryl said, "My phone's still charging backwards." What isn't backwards? It means it's like going dead while it's charging. That's crazy. Well, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Steph. Hey, Wednesday, like you, Bet. Well, sorry, that said Wednesday. We don't like you, Betty. Said hi, Thor. Welcome in. That's funny. Ashley Higgins. Oh my gosh, you're in here during the day. And I saw Isabel too. Isabel, you're not blue. Why are you not blue? Are you on the other channel? Maybe she's on the other channel. Yeah, okay. You're on the other. Okay. I'm like, why are you? I need to make you blue over there if you want me to. Hey, Mary Beth. I'm my mod over there right now. Hey, Chris. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Black Widow channel. Roxanne, Sirius Black, Tony. Good to see you guys. Paul is in here. Ember. There's Isabel. I'm on the other channel talking to myself. I love that we're almost to you have to have like 3,000 watch hours, and watch hours are a lot harder to get than like regular like views. So say like a video gets 15,000 views, it might only have like I don't know. I don't know I'm gonna just guess, but it could have maybe like I don't know 100 watch hours or something, maybe if that. And so it's a lot hard. It's hard to get your watch hours over there. So we're almost there. We're like 400 away or something. It's so exciting. So exciting having a little second channel over there. And then we can all congregate over there. Also, I did start a Discord, but I have to learn how to use it. And then as soon as I learn how to use it, I'll bring you guys into to it as well. And then if you guys need any help navigating, I'll let you know. It'll probably be for members as of right now, just because I want to keep it really like calm and clean, and I don't want not like saying anybody that's not a subscriber would be like that, but I just want to keep it like really safe in the beginning, at least a little bit. But I'll open it up to everyone as soon as we get like it figured out. Discord is like a big chat, so you guys would be able to chat with each other like off of YouTube. So you'd be able to go into it. Basically, I would create a chat room for you guys, and you guys could go in there and chit chat if you had anything you wanted to talk about with one of the members or subscribers. Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want any drama in there because I heard Discord's scary. So like I've heard don't start. I'm sorry it's taking so long too to get started, but they said don't start a Discord, and stuff. And so I'm like, but I know that people want a Discord. So yeah, you can share pictures and you can share like all kinds of stuff. You can't get Discord, Isabel? Is there anyone that you could get? What the heck? What the heck? I don't like that. Maybe we could do like a Facebook Messenger group or something too. Well, we'll figure it out because we need Isabel in there. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started. I want to go ahead and I wanted to put up Sebastian's flyer in the beginning today because I haven't put it out there in a while. And I mean, he is still missing. So we need to make sure his face still stays out there in the front of all of the drama and all the mess because he's the most important. but his name is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee from February 26th and February 26th. So we're going on 6 months. Or was it 5? Wait, hold on. 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. Wow. He's 5'5", 120 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. That's all the time of his disappearance. I doubt he'd had a growth spurt that, maybe though. He's 15 years old. He is autistic, and he does have a chromosome deletion syndrome. So, he may not be able to find his way home if he's somewhere where someone's taken him, he may not know a phone number to even call because of, cell phones nowadays. I don't know if I think they asked them, Katie, that question, but I'm not 100% sure what the answer was on that. Because I know they asked if he could find his way home, but he wouldn't be able to if he was all the way like out there. Google Chat. Okay, I'll write that down. Oops, there goes my pen. Yeah, because maybe like international people can't. So crazy. So crazy. I love seeing the blue in here though, Isabel. I love that. Okay. So at the end of today's live, I'm going to show you an update. I have an update for you from Seth, Sebastian's father. It's just a small update, nothing major. But we're going to start off with this right here because I can't get this out of my mind. Okay. I want to start off with this lady right here. This video came out 3 days ago, and we're like just kind of acting like someone didn't come out and say that Sebastian was seen alive. Like we literally have just like skipped over that. I don't what the heck's going on with this lady? Where's she at? Have we got a hold of her yet, JLR? Has he said anything? I haven't heard anything. This video has 54,000 views and nobody's talking about this older woman saying that she saw Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers alive. Look at her picture. She looks like sweet as pie. We don't know why she hasn't went to LE to talk about what she saw. And my thing is, why hasn't JLR put efforts into searching for her? We know he knows how to find people. He found Dawn and Candace's hotel room, so he knows how to track people down. I mean, obviously, he found them out in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't forget, it was like a different state. I think he even was the one that tracked down the Proudfoots in the beginning. Well, I mean, he needs to be questioning this lady. I mean, he's not questioning her anymore. He just skipped over it like it was an episode of a show, and then it was just over with. No one's saying anything. I'm just wondering. It's just, just kind of weird. So I just thought I'd bring that up because I'm like, where the heck? Oh, she has been found, and it wasn't Sebastian, Pick Me said. Thank you. I wish they'd put that out there. Yeah. Because I'm like, what's going on with this woman? We just kind of like overlooked her, like we do that a lot though. It seems like in true crime, like something will happen and then all of a sudden it's just like, whoop, gone. Just, I mean, I guess after time it just maybe gets old or something, but I don't know. But I do think I really do feel like there's like a separation in this case. I don't know if you guys feel like it, but I do. I feel like I truly believe creators are working together to get more views by making up false rumors and misinformation in this case. I really do. I really do. But today I want to, I thought we would review Betty. She went live this morning and had some things to say. But before we go to that, I wanted to show you some screenshots that are going around. So apparently, don't have the screenshot where it was talking about being paid, but there is a rumor going around that Tony is paying Betty to mess with the Proudfoots. Now, I don't know if somebody is talking about he sent her a super chat or something while she was talking about it and they're considered that payment, or if he's actually paying her, but she will tell us today that he did pay for her steak. I guess, yeah, I guess when she went to eat, he paid for it. So I don't know. When she was in Hendersonville. Take that with, take that with what you will. So before, let's see here. So before I show you the screenshots that I have, because they're like really blurry, I'm going to play this video, and it's from JS for Justice. She made a video over the screenshots. So bless her heart. Because the ones that I have they are kind of like, you can't really see them because I was snapping pictures off of a live today. So hello, Cynthia. Hey, Pick Me. Hey, Candy Wrapper. Right. Well, you guys can believe what I say over here. I mean, for if I say something that's out of pocket, I'll ask you guys if I don't think if something's right. I really don't like go into the conspiracy too much. Try not to. I mean, but a good rabbit hole is always fun to go down. Of course. Good to see you too. Okay, so I'm gonna drop this link for this video, and I'm going to play this through for you guys because I want you guys to see it. Like, and tell me what you think about the craziness. Have you guys heard about this yet? Have you guys heard about these screenshots going around? Tony's paying her legal fees because he brought her onto his team. Wow, Micro Kimmy. Fracking losers. Yeah, like this is insanity. What does Tony's wife think? No, okay. What does Tony's wife think of this? No way in hell, Micro Kimmy, would I let Vincent dish out that kind of money for a woman on YouTube's lawyer fees. Think about that. And did you, Micro Kimmy, did you remember what he said about her when she said she didn't want him on TikTok? His wife came out, Tony's wife came out and said, well, she didn't come out. She said to him, he told us that she didn't want him on TikTok anymore. And he said, well, I told her to stay off the internet. I'm like, oh, you got a lot of nerve. After this, I would be like, we're getting a divorce. I told you that's his new bedroom that he sits in. I bet you it is. Hey, Remy. That's crazy. Yeah, it was on a TikTok live. We played it. Yeah, he was like, I just told her to stay off the internet. I'm like, oh, what did he say? I wish some people would clip me sometimes. Because I'm like, some of this stuff's trippy. Trippy. Okay, so I'm going to put her link in through out the video, and make sure you guys go give it a like and a watch. And just this is her second channel, so this is Everyday with Jay. Sorry, so Jay's for Justice is her main channel, and then Everyday with Jay is her second channel.
Again, I told these people before that continue to cause trouble that there's a whole lot more that I can do to cause you grief than what I've done to this point.
These are his own. Okay, so this is going to be his own words, and these are on TikTok. So he goes on those TikTok lives, and he spits out all this garbage. I'm looking in the camera like I'm on camera. He spits out all this garbage, like, he knows it's going to be deleted, because after TikTok is weird. After you have a TikTok live, it automatically deletes it. So there's no way that you can replay that live. So it's very, very sneaky what you can do over there. So if you're not clipping it as it's going, like live, you won't be able to get it. He's trying to be slick.
Says cease and desist.
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 Sending out cease and desist, huh?
Cease and desist letter.
Cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
Notice to cease and desist.
Cease and desist orders.
Cease and desist.
Did these cease and desist letters cease and desist? Did she send a copy to all of them? I would know. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what goes on. It goes on the ins and outs of here. Like I found out just like everybody else when you start seeing the thumbnail. I knew that him being fired from his job and being able to take money away from these despicable people is perfectly fine with me.
Those are the messages.
I can stay professional and I can stay above board for a while, and then after a while, then I just lose my patience.
Weenie Gate.
Done to this point, and if you want to push me, then push me.
Doxing people and everything. That's the end of the video. Let me put her link in there. If that's a good video, because it shows the messages a lot more clearly than I have them. I should have just asked her for those messages. She would have been like, sure, I'm sure she would have. But we'll go through what I do have, and then we'll get to Bullhorn Betty. But basically, Tony is being Tony. So Tony, Delta, and Kayla Ray, that's who these are going to be between. Those are his TikTok buddies. I'm sure there are better screenshots out there, like I said, but this is what I could get. We'll just go through them, and then we'll go over to the new Betty live because she's got some stuff she was saying. So it says, will someone please explain to me what the hell just happened tonight? And I'm not sure who these are between, but I think that it's between Delta and Kayla. Not sure what you mean. I'm half asleep. That's the excuse. Okay. Tony calling me and saying, yeah, coming to my live because when I'm going to tell people that you are representing me, that you're my attorney. And I'm like, okay. These were between Delta and actually Kayla. So I'm right. Yeah. So Tony was going to tell everybody, which I think he did, that Delta was his attorney. Or he was going to have him pretend to be his attorney. Weird. So then somebody, so they shared, Jonathan's like Wikipedia page which is like, it's out there. And someone said sick, effer. And yes, he is. Use that, Delta. He impersonated the uncle of the Sandy Hook shooter. Sure will. I know I've been exposing him all morning. I'm effing livid. And then Tony says, say it was his little pecker on the edited video. He's the one who did it. And then Delta said he just did, laughing my ass off. So they're trying to get JLR into trouble. Here's a better picture of that, actually. But yeah, he says he's livid. Say it was his little, Then Tony puts much love. I'm loving this. Delta puts laughing faces. Best for me to just watch, Tony says. Delta puts in laughing faces. I agree. And then Tony said, you two are the real ones. And there's a, better picture, I guess. And then, so Queen Bee put this out on her live yesterday. So I'm not doxing her right now. But, he likes to just throw her name out there everywhere. So there's a file and it says PDF document. Let's talk about this now. So do you guys remember when on Facebook when Queen Bee was doxed? It was like a couple months ago, I think, maybe a month ago. She was doxed on Facebook and her pictures were all shown on there, like mugshots of her. I don't know if I actually I don't think we showed them. I don't know. I know I remember seeing them, but I don't know if I don't think we showed them. But this is from, this is what I'm assuming this is from, but he could be messing with her again. But it says, let's talk about this now. Who is that Rebecca Turner? Tony said, these are between Tony and Delta. So Tony sends the file and he says, let's talk about this now. Delta says, who is that Rebecca Turner? Tony says, Queen Bee. She's next on my list. Delta said, is that a mugshot? Can I post it? Tony said, abso-effing-lutely. So I'm pretty sure that's when the mugshots were put out. Yeah, but just to put them on Facebook that's like going a step too far, right? I mean, she's already aware that she's shown them, people know about them, but I don't know, just to be putting them out there, like just to be an ass, I don't know. I'd be feeling some type of way if I was her. I'd be mad. Especially if that's like your past. I mean, if those are from like, 10, 15 years ago or something, like, whoa, like, can you imagine, like, what were you doing 10 years ago? I was in the hospital with my leg, but no, I was coming out of the hospital. So, but with my legs and my injuries, but you never know. Oh, I know. I need to see that, Pick Me. Do you know where that's at? I'll have to watch that. I heard about it. So this one just says, will someone explain to me what the hell just happened tonight? Not sure what you mean. I was half asleep. This is like the first message, but it says Tony calling me saying, yeah, coming to my live because when I'm going to tell people that you are representing me, that you're my attorney, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm not drunk. I'm using speech to text. Laughing faces. I have no idea. I didn't know anything until you told me. I had no idea until he told me. So Tony's doing some stuff behind the scenes, acting shady, doing his little business. I mean, he's supposed to be representing the father of a missing child. What in the heck? I would not want him. Why is Seth hired? I don't know why Seth has not fired him yet, and that's beyond me. It really is. It's really beyond me, because there's so many people. Like, so many people. We should do a poll. Go over there real quick. We'll do a quick poll, and then we'll watch Betty. Well, as we watch Betty, we'll say, we need to get like a "you're fired" shirt. Okay, let's go to Betty. Let's see what she's got to say. I was listening to her and I was like skipping through, so we may skip a little bit through because she was playing with her dog and stuff on one part of it, and I was like, I don't need to see that. We're here for the juicy stuff that you have to say about JLR and everybody else. All that. TMI. Too much information. Betty. Oh, I do have her sped up a little bit. I was like, dang, Betty, are you on that coffee today? Oh, sorry. Hold on, guys. I didn't realize I lost the connection. Could you? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just noticed that. Sorry, guys. StreamYard does that. I hate StreamYard. Let me reconnect it. I don't know why it does that. If I like show another page, it'll just take my audio off. Okay. So you didn't miss anything in the beginning other than just, her being Betty. It wasn't, just her dog's chewing her paperwork, she said.
A lot of misinformation. I just keep wondering, what in the world has JLR gotten right in this case so far? I'm going to wait for anybody to tell me what he's actually gotten right. Actually, as a matter of fact, what has he gotten right in any of the cases he's covered, like in the last 6 months? Like, what has he actually driven home? I mean, hell, even when he was out at that Danilo Cavalcante thing, right? He had the van drive right by him. He didn't even catch it. Like, he's a dum-dum. A dum-dum that does misinformation campaigns all over the place.
So she's saying she would have caught it.
He's a fraudster. He's literally a 3-time convicted fraudster. He tried to impersonate somebody at one of the most severe unalivings of children we've seen. And people are just hook, line, and sinker into everything this man says. And I'm telling you, I'm getting sick.
She's had 44 encounters with the police.
The emails when it comes to him.
He
has no facts on his side. He has no information that is even remotely accurate at any stretch of the imagination, at any juncture in any of these cases. And now he's wanting to sit there and say that I'm in legal. Hello, he's the one that advised these stupid parents to do this stupid shit. And now he's got to do damage control. And I know damn well it was his advice because I've heard the advice before, right? I've heard the advice before. And then he has Stephen Crabtree on there saying, oh, look, fishies. Oh my God, fishies. We got fishies on the sonar. I know how to read a sonar. Okay, well, you may know how to know how to find fishies on a sonar, but do you know how to put your engine into the water so it doesn't porpoise? I mean, I'm just curious. There. And not only that, not to knock Steve.
Steven's been doing okay. He's been doing a fine job. He can use a boat. He knows how to work a boat.
This is not a dig at Steve, but he knows darn good and well how many things he has brought into this case. And then a day later, 24 hours later, he's like, oh, well, maybe I should have looked into that. I'm sorry. And then he'll come out and say, I don't mind apologizing if I make a mistake, but we're hearing you apologizing literally daily for the mistakes you keep making in this case. Yet you have so much to say when you say you're not going to be involved in this case so much because you're too busy getting the attention of women while your wife is sleeping.
What? Betty. Now that's just downright wrong. No, he's not. I've seen his little TikToks. He's not doing that. He's not like you, Betty. Every time she says JLR, I think she loses a year off her life.
He sat there and said that Tony was on all these TikTok, channels and everything like that when it's really him. And he's sobbing like a little girl on these things. And I'm sorry.
I actually reached out to Steven today. I asked him if he wanted to come on the show and talk about just everything that he's been, just his experience with this case. You know, I mean, because he's had his own experience in this case. Oh, sorry.
I don't like girlish boys, okay? I'm sorry. I just don't. I need a manly man, which is definitely not JLR, right? Because he's right up there with him. Right?
Why were you with him then, supposedly?
The only difference is with JLR, he just keeps doubling down when he's got everything wrong. Maybe he should pass around some more bunk criminal history on a disguised as a 52-year-old white man. You know, maybe that's what we need to do.
What?
Well, Christine, I don't see you over there sitting. As a matter of fact, I see you rooting him on, aren't you? You're over there all the time, but you don't ever call him out, but you're here in mine calling me out? You've got to be joking. While he's sitting there steady attacking and bringing up absolute lies, but won't produce any receipts, just his mouth. Yet again. Oh, and of course, Steve Crabtree saying, looky, fishies.
He doesn't say it like that.
This is not an investigation worthy of JLR. JLR does a better job than this. For him to be intentionally doing this, there's something more there. And when you look at PJ's comments to Magnolia, because you know PJ, Dolly, all them, like I said, they all work together, right?
Oh my gosh.
You want to know why these messages are driven? Because they're all working together. I know, fishies. Look, I got fish.
They're all working together.
Yeah, they kind of swim like this. Yeah, you can't miss them. Can't miss them. Can't miss them.
I don't see her ass out there in a boat. I didn't see her searching at all when she was in Tennessee. We saw her sitting in a hotel room, all up in the bed, eating her snacky snacks. Then we saw her in the car, eating her little muffin. What the heck? And then we saw her mess with Terry Bowersock. What are you talking about, Betty? At least he's out there looking, and he's not bothering anybody. He's not live streaming while he's doing it. Leave the kid alone. I don't know how old he is, but just leave him alone.
Seriously.
I mean, I feel old saying that.
Can't make this stuff. I just got your spy.
Young man.
I spy with my little eye things that are orange on a screen that go, wee.
Here, I'm put up.
Okay. It was the most insane.
I'll put the captions on.
I have never given Betty anything but flyers. Exactly. All a freaking bunch of horse shit. And
she just said the other day she got snake boots. They're like $150, $200. What are you talking about, Betty?
And lies.
She's gotten cameras, thousands of dollars for cameras. She got a computer from her subscribers, a MacBook computer at that. I have a MacBook. They're freaking expensive. Shit, I like one. That's craziness, you know?
And so you got to wonder, why is this misinformation campaign going on? And we find out that, this person was in Dollywood with his girlfriend, his home wrecking girlfriend at Dollywood, just around the same time that these bunk POs were signed. It was just one. And when she's like,
what was Betty? She was like the secret lover, Nobody could know. Nobody knew. No one knew.
Oh shit, she's not going to get served.
It's like she was like the other lady.
That very day, 2 more pop up. It seems awfully funny. And then we got, and what did I tell you? JLR, this smells like JLR. This smells like JLR. This smells like JLR. I bet you I know exactly what he said. I bet you I hit that nail on the head like what? And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, here we got damage control. He has to rear his ugly head because everybody's probably breathing down his neck because I'm suing these people, right? For malicious prosecution.
He don't care.
And now it's like, oh, she's going to have a warrant. Are you kidding me? Dude, if the only person that gets arrested for having money is you because you fraudulently steal it from people, JLR.
Thank you.
Or at least, the 3-time felon he is.
I'll write that down.
Okay, just because people acquire money, just because somebody puts it up there after going through what I had to go through in Tennessee and buys me a steak. And actually, to be honest with you, 2 people purchased the steak. I don't remember who was the other one. I think it was Lisa and Tony. Both bought me a steak. I only bought 1 steak, I'll be honest with you. I didn't have room for 2.
Oh my God.
Right?
So steaks are being bought for her. What in the world? That's kind of weird. Like, that's just weird. I don't know.
If that's the bar of what's criminal and what's not criminal. I think every single person here on the streets of YouTube must be a criminal and have felonies or warrants out for their arrest for getting money on their account. Holy smokes, a monetized account. Who knew? Who knew? What?
Nobody can. Okay, I'm so sick of people doing this crap. Okay. Not one person on this platform, other than the people that are complaining about it, we do not care that you're monetized. We do not care that you have memberships, right? We don't care about that kind of stuff. But when you're asking your subscribers for $10,000 to go to Tennessee, when you can go to like another country for that much money, that's a little much. That's just a little much, you know? And then you act like this. It's just on top of it. You act like a fool, and you're supposed to be one of the spokespeople, I would say, your spokesperson, because, you know, Seth's a mod in your chat for Sebastian. And this is what you talk about.
Crime of a century. Crime of a century. Do you guys see how ridiculous this is?
No,
and
no,
there
we
are
do.
literally people out there believing this horse manure. Like they're like thinking, oh, JLR, he's sued a lot of people. He must know what he's talking about. Well, how many of those suits did he win? Like 1%? 0.5%? Doesn't sound like a very good jailhouse lawyer, if you ask me. Just saying. I mean, if we look at his lawsuits, weren't they all lies? Wasn't he abusing the process himself? Seems like he doesn't mind abusing the process. Seems like he doesn't mind abusing the process. Seems like he's a criminal. Might be a felon, like a 3-time felon that womanizes.
Okay.
That likes to hurt women. Anyway.
JLR, he doesn't, I'm not going to know he does. I'm not going to say he does that. I'm not going to say that he abuse women. Nope, absolutely not. And if you, Betty, come out with claims like that, you need to back it up. Seriously, because that's just wrong. And if he wanted to, he could get you for defamation with you saying that crap. Don't you see, Betty? Don't you see that you are hurting yourself?
In every way he possibly can, right? We know what he's done to his exes.
And he's also wrote a book about his whole experience, what he did, his time in prison, everything. He wrote a book about it. He's got tons of copies. He'll send you one. It's like $24, I think, or $20.
I never thought he'd do it to me until I was in the hot seat.
No one even knew about you, Betty.
He is a production. Not only that, he went dark. You guys remember?
We actually don't even know, because JLR has not come out and said that they dated. Has anyone heard him say that? I have not. So the only, if you think about this, the only person that's saying that they even dated is Betty. Betty, are you sure?
Remember when we were doing work with him, Olivia and I, remember how bright and happy and how much color he had in his face and how he seemed so happy and jovial? Now look at him. He's in a dark house, in a dark room, wearing all black. He looks like a...
He wears those red shorts, and he's always been there.
Freaking creep. He looks like a stalker. The man has changed from the man we knew when he worked with Olivia and I. Completely has changed. He's gone to a very dark place. I don't know what's wrong with him, but what he's doing to Seth is wrong. And then we find out he's working with the Proudfoots and now trying to flip the switch and point at me. I don't work for Tony. I don't work for Seth. The only cases I work for are the victims. That's the way I've always ran this platform. Everybody on here knows that. I don't work for my audience. I work for the victim and the victim alone. And trust me, if Seth was on the in the chopping block, trust me, I'd have no problem knocking his legs off, right? I would be out here looking at Seth. But at the end of the day, that's not where the information leads this channel. When I was told how horrible Tony was, I actually looked into the man myself, and everything that I had read prior to that was nothing I could find. Remember, I'm all about mimicking what is being said. If I can find it and I can mimic it, then it's been corroborated.
It's because he's new to this. He's new to doing the bull crap. He's new to this. This is the second case pulling it.
Right?
He stole a missing young man's TikTok account. He hijacked it, took all of the videos off that 10,900 people were following. They were following it for Caleb Harris, not for Tony Mathis. Come on, Betty.
But the problem was when it came to Tony, I couldn't find anything that they were saying. Because I did look.
Well, you didn't.
And that's when I started looking at what was being passed around and realized it was being passed. And trust me, JLR does not make mistakes like that. That was an intentional and willful mistake, just like trying to point the finger and say, Seth, a man that was on camera at work, is the only suspect of the disappearance. Like, what idiot? Does he really think you guys are that stupid? Like, I'm really thinking that he actually thinks his audience is so stupid that they're just going to believe every little thing he says. And some of them are. And I'll be honest with you, some of them are. Magnolia, that's all he talks about. She's definitely who takes charge of their relationship. Because she's a psychopath. She is like a Katie Proudfoot 1.0 or 2.0, right? She has mommy and daddy issues. Her parents, whatever happened, she's been adopted. She lives at home with her adopted mommy and daddy, except when she was staying over at Jonathan's, unbeknownst to me, when he kept telling me he's getting his air conditioning fixed, that the house is a mess. He'll talk to me later. Okay. Liar, pants on fire. Yeah. He's probably terrified of her. She's a big woman. Might sit on him. I don't know. Stay away from Capricorn men. Oh, absolutely. And Geminis. No offense.
Hold on.
Her adopted mommy and daddy, except when she was staying over at Jonathan's, unbeknownst to me, when he kept telling me he's getting his air conditioning fixed, that the house is a mess. He'll talk to me later.
His house is not a mess. Unless we're not seeing it, unless his kitchen or his living room and his little area that he films in is all that's immaculate. You could eat off a JLR's floors. If y'all see them during the day, tell me if them are not the shiniest floors you ain't ever seen in your life. I say it. I've said this before. I'm about to go over JLR's. We're about to go back over here and cruise around for a minute. I guess he does keep it a little darker, but that's because he has a sign. He has his little JLR sign. He wants it to be bright so you can see the sign. Let me see if we could find. Man, he makes so many videos though. I was going to try to find a video real quick, but he wasn't. He's been not around, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to find something where he was at home. Well, geez, JLR, where you been? You've been everywhere, but maybe we'll do live. Okay. That's where I needed to go. Sorry. I guess he does keep it a little darker. There we go. Let me see. He doesn't show himself. Oh, wait, there we go. Well, you can't really see the floors, but you can see his house. So there's this, you can see his home. It's not messy. And sometimes you can see his floors and they are super shiny. I'm telling you guys, they're super shiny. You guys probably know. So Betty, stop saying stuff about his floors and his house being messy, or not his floors, but his house being messy. It's not messy. And Magnolia is not fat. She's smaller than Betty. I think she's smaller than Betty.
Okay. Liar, pants on fire.
He seems like a clean freak. I am. That's bad.
He's probably terrified.
I'm beyond.
She's a big woman. Might sit on him. I don't know.
That's disgusting, Betty. You're so mean.
Men. Oh, absolutely. And Geminis. No offense. I'm just joking, cheeky. Just throwing this out there. Could Craddock have been sitting on his hands? That's what I was thinking too, Princess. To be honest with you, I was thinking, this because if you notice, they're trying to do the caucus at the local GOP. I didn't even know he was Republican. Who knew? The local GOP to push him through while we're having the vigil where all the people are in Clarksville. So I'm thinking, I might have to be at that event in Clarksville, maybe a little fashionably late while I picket my signs and say, what are you doing for Sebastian's case out here? What makes him so good for the job when he doesn't even give a crap about his community enough to show them a little bit of respect? Right? He's wanting them to reelect him and pay him money to be their sheriff, when this is probably the most pivotal case of his career. And look how he's treating his community. He won't put them at ease. He's making them all feel unsafe in their own community, and he has control over that, and he doesn't care. The Lord Lodge said if he asked about the sheriff's connection, and all they would say is he's not buddies with the sheriff. That's before the old one died. Yeah. And it wasn't, and actually the old one that died, that was the one that was connected to Ginger, which is friends with, I believe, which is friends with Kathy Bowersox. Not necessarily Chris Proudfoot.
Oh my God.
But we have way too many people saying that there is internal interference.
Nobody's saying that but you, Betty. Nobody is saying that but you, Betty.
From friends or family that work inside that department. And you know what? It worries me because in these smaller communities, word gets around fast.
Are people really going around? I mean, is anyone going around saying this other than Betty? That Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot know people in the police department? when they're not even from that area. It's not like they've lived there their whole life. This is not Alec Murdaugh. Their bets. Speaking of Alec Murdaugh, he might get a second trial. Another trial.
And you have to contain the information. And
We
I
might be
believe
going for
somebody's
round
leaking
two.
information to Chris and Katie. And I think that's why they shut the hell up. Or they could have went ahead and got an attorney, right? At least Ronnie Lawson was a little more transparent than Eric Craddock. And it makes you wonder why. Why isn't Eric Craddock or his department being transparent in this investigation?
Probably because there's nothing to tell.
We don't need to know the details of the investigation that would interfere or hinder
you know,
an active and ongoing investigation. But hearing from the
like nothing to tell us if they're able to tell us. You know what I mean? Like if they're doing digital stuff like behind the scenes, they can't come out and tell us that. They probably have nothing to tell us. Unfortunately, I do wish they would do a press conference though.
the sheriff that, hey, you know, we do care about this boy. This is a boy that you know, take personal responsibility that a boy disappeared under the sheriff's watch, and he cannot produce that child or find that child. And that there are real concerns in his community, not only about leaks coming from his office. This is my coffee. If you'd like to take over the show, I'm all for it. You know, still trying to nurse my horsey throat. Would you like to take over? You got something to say? Are you gonna knock over my camera?
Oh,
She's on the move, guys. What a sweet little girl. She's what I tell you.
She just
We're set without filing charges against the Proudfoots.
Is this? Okay.
It's nice to see you. She's a coffee bean, all right.
Does anyone know what kind of dog that is? It's a cute dog.
Someone said they won't clear Seth without filing charges against the Proudfoots.
No.
Well, they actually have to do forensics, and they actually have to do some, you know, seriously?
Forensics on what?
We're live. You're not getting my coffee. It's not happening.
Daddy, your dog is in as
No,
cute as
it's
mine.
not happening. You're not getting coffee. I don't think it's over. I think the battle of whether baby gets coffee needs her whole cup. We are not feeding this dog any espresso. Do you guys understand? She bounced that. Hey, Tony, I just want to ask you for the record. Have you ever paid me any money to go
There we go. Tony's in the chat.
do anything? I'm just curious, other than eat a steak. I'm just curious.
So Tony paid for her to have that steak that she just wanted to have, you know, at what was it, Jonathan's or something? And then I think someone else paid for another steak. She likes steak.
I mean, we got two people in here, right? We got all three of us in here. This is no misinformation.
I bet you if she's paying for her dinner, though, she's eating chicken or pork. You know, she's like, nah, give me a hamburger.
Let's just talk about it right from the mouth of babes. Right from the mouth of babes. Are you paying me to sit here in Florida and stalk?
Is she calling him babes? From the mouth of babes. When did he turn into babes? Oh my Lord.
This is no misinformation. Let's just talk about it right from the mouth of babes. Right from the mouth of babes.
Babes.
Are you paying me to sit here in Florida and stalk the Proudfoots from Florida? It sounds almost
Do you think she likes Tony a little bit or something, maybe?
ridiculous when you say that. I'm physically stalking the Proudfoots in Tennessee from Florida. I don't like, unless somebody posts something. I didn't even know Chris was even in Louisiana.
Oh, it's a phrase? Oh. I just thought she's calling him babes, like, you know, the phrase like babes, like you're my babe. My uncle actually calls my aunt babes. He's called her that. He's called her that my whole life.
For my stalking abilities. You know, I had to find that out through the grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine, right?
Oh, sing it, Betty.
Delilah, come on, we know it's you. You're the one that's been paying me to do this, haven't you? Tell the world. Tell them it's all your fault. You did it. Tell them. No, you don't get to turn your head. No.
Okay.
Wrongin. I think she's the one that's popping all over the place. I think she's guilty of something. I think she's guilty of being too cute. I'm not sure yet. But again, we got fishies, okay? We got Steve Crabtree. He can find fishies on the radar, okay? He can find fishies on the radar. He just doesn't know how to put his you know, his propeller down all the way down in the water. You know, I don't know. You know, maybe he needs an instruction manual. I don't know. But in all fairness, Stephen Crabtree himself knows how many things he has recanted since this story has began, since this entire case has began. How many times he's come out with salacious stuff and then been like, oh, you know, maybe I should have looked at that. You know, I don't let.
He trusted the wrong people. That was his problem. Stephen Crabtree, in my opinion, he's young and he was impressionable and he really wanted to find Sebastian. And I think that he got just mixed up with Tony. And it was in the beginning, and then he realized, this guy ain't good.
I apologize when I get something wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, day 2, I'm sorry. Day 3, oh, I'm sorry. Day 4, oh.
And he's never out there asking for money. Not one time. Not once have I heard him ask for any money. I've never asked the kid ask for any money.
Oh, I'm sorry. Day 5. So he doesn't mind apologizing when he gets things wrong. It's just we're always hearing
Spending
the
his
apology.
whole day out there.
You know, I would think that at this point, this juncture, 6 months in, he would actually step back, verify the information before he states it, so he doesn't have to constantly be recanting or retracting his statements. How many times? Like, I would like people to send me all the times that Stephen Crabtree has said something, and literally the next day or the day after him retract that. I bet you we would have like at least 10 items.
Betty, she does this all the time. I need somebody to look this up for me. Look up your own stuff, Betty. Do your own research. I hear this on every video. Can somebody look this up for me? Have you ever heard me ask you guys that? Can you look this up for me? No. But if I needed you guys to, I know you would. But you know what I mean? But she's doing it every single live. It's like she can't even get her own dang research.
That he has told the world that the very next day.
Not 10.
Or the day after, he's like, well, I got that wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I should have done better research. Well, that's been the problem this whole entire time. Even the self-proclaimed investigative journalist can't seem to get the facts right. Doesn't fact find anything, just rolls with anything that looks damaging or something that's going to take the focus off the Proudfoots. Seems a little funny that all of a sudden this investigative journalist somehow just can't seem to get the facts right around this case either. And everything that he does is to help and benefit the Proudfoots. Even this unsubstantiated claim, nobody gave a rat's ass about what Seth was going through with a woman claiming that his son's alive and she's got proof. Why didn't he do fact checking before he brought her on, so you guys could have had a reasonable conversation about the truth and the facts of the case? Because the only thing she had was some picture she pulled off a website. And when you look at it, neither one of the kids look nothing like Sebastian Rogers. Yet this investigative journalist, the head clown of the circus, decides to roll with the story. And then what does he use to try to diss Tony yet again? Right? What does he do to diss Tony? He brings Stephen Crabtree up. Oh, look what I can see. Look, fishy!
I played that video like 3 days ago. And JLR played it last night. So, Betty, if you want to make fun of somebody for playing it, make fun of me. I'm the one that played it first. Actually, that could have been a few days ago, a week ago.
Yes, Steve.
Aries got gifted a membership. Yes.
Those.
Welcome in, everybody. Bayou Babe got a membership. I just saw Aries and I was like, oh my gosh. Ava, Kimberly, Honey Bunny got one. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you. I didn't even see the rest of the names. Thank you, Black Widow Channel. That's so sweet of you. You guys are so kind. Thank you.
Those are actually fish.
Welcome in, everybody.
You got it right. You don't have to retract that one.
After 10
I'm proud of you, brother. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I think they feel sorry for the Proudfoots and think Sebastian took off. No, they don't. No. I worked with Jonathan neck and neck. I mean, come on. For 2 years. We were on the road for 2 years. I know how that man thinks and operates. Let's be real. Okay? These aren't mistakes. These aren't him. No. He knows damn well, good and well, how to analyze a case properly, and he's choosing not to. And he's choosing because he got his feelings hurt. Because if you look at those conversations, which I've got screen captures of them, PJ and Magnolia, it comes right back down to Miss Magnolia, right? Queen bitch herself. Excuse my language, my pastors. Every now and again, I need praise, right? I need prayers. Right, we go.
Every time she says a cuss word, she says something about her pastor. She don't go to church. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. At that place would burn down.
I need prayers.
She does need prayers.
But either way. And
Magnolia is so much better, yeah.
It comes down to her being butthurt. And her boyfriend, remember the man that cheated on her for a year, or actually cheated on me.
Actually, I will ask you guys this. If you know where this is, this would be handy. There is a video of Magnolia, and maybe you guys will know. I saw it on someone else's channel. I think it might have been Granny's or something. I think it was Granny's watching. And Magnolia is petting a horse. And you can see her full body in this video. And she is not fat by any means. She's a beautiful girl. Man, that makes me mad, Betty.
But I got, either way you look at it, he cheated on both of us for a year. And she just, oh, you know, they said such mean things about him, the things that the United Cajun Navy said. Well, you know what? The United Cajun Navy wasn't Seth Rogers. His head was confused. He was losing. He lost his son. He was trying to find his son. He saw a nonprofit instead of these two yahoos, Magnolia and JLR, just backing off and giving the man some breathing room. They decided to attack him. What a great woman she is. Sounds like she's taking a lot of her child trauma out on an innocent man. Maybe she needs to go get her head checked right along with her boyfriend, her narcissistic, ill boyfriend that likes to sit in the dark and act like he's sleuth. The man's went dark. You guys have seen him. You guys seen how bubbly his personality used to be. And look at him now. He sits in a dark room in all black. And occasionally he'll bring out his crucifix so you still think he's godly. A man that cheats on women, beats women, tries to destroy his ex-girlfriend's channel in life. Let's not forget that. All behind the scenes, by the way. Right? And then comes out here and goes, oh, this YouTuber sounds like she's going to get herself in trouble. Listen, buddy, I'd worry about your own self and your own felonies that you keep committing. Sir. Just saying. Sir. To who? Who, Yada? Could give my contact information to him, please. Who's him? Chris and Katie will do and say anything to distract from Sebastian. Yeah. And so will JLR, right? He's been making it about Seth. Not one time is it about Sebastian anymore. It's about Seth and Tony, right? And it seems awfully funny. We're looking for a 15-year-old boy here, and all of his commentary is pointed at Seth and Tony, two people that had nothing to do with this boy's disappearance. Barely even talking about Chris and Katie. Barely even talking about how sus their multiple stories are. And then Nick Barris is back again, stating that their stories have checked out. What story, Nick? They have 30 different freaking stories. Which one of the 30 stories that Chris and Katie put forward have checked out?
What 30 stories?
Let's clarify.
They haven't put out any. Okay. Their story hasn't changed. The first interview, she said that there was a noise or something. I can't remember the exact wording, but she said, you know, she heard a noise in his room and she said, go to bed. Or maybe she didn't even say that at the time. She just said she heard a noise and, you know, at a certain time. The next night, it was like literally the next interview. It was like right the next day. I don't even know, like a couple days later, they did an interview and she said it was a thud. Or maybe it was on Nancy. I'm not sure. But in my opinion, the reason why she changed it is because she thought about it. And she was like, well, it wasn't like probably in her brain. It wasn't just like a noise. It was more of a thud, you know? So then the next interview, she said a thud. And I'm pretty sure if Katie Proudfoot knew at the time that she was going to be, you know, picked apart for what she said, I think she probably would have not used that word. But you know what I mean? But it's like, it's not a different story. It's her just elaborating and telling, you know, like what she saw and what she heard. Like, you know, you're in shock, I'm sure, your first interview. I couldn't do it. Oops.
For the idiots over here on YouTube world, for the idiot.
I wonder how early this was in the morning. I'll have to look.
You know, armchair detectives. I'd like to know which of the 30 stories have panned out for law enforcement. Can you tell us? Because it sounds like law enforcement ain't saying squat. So are you just making up things as you go, or are you getting this from legit sources?
Do the same way you did, Betty.
Because I find it awfully funny. You're out there saying, oh, Chris and Katie, they've been cleared. What about Seth? He's on freaking videotape. This is like the blind leading the blind in investigative reporting. It is a hot mess express. A hot mess express. 4 hours ago. We know darn well JLR was behind the POs. This is the kind of snaky shit he does, right? He got into somebody's ear. This is something that he's done before. I know. I've witnessed it.
He's saying JLR gave the Proudfoots the idea for the protection order.
I know exactly what his speech is to get them to do it. His manipulated speech. You know, bring them out of their comfort zone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bring them into your. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gotcha, little boy. Gotcha, little boy.
Gotcha, little boy.
I wonder how many of those troll accounts on your computer, right? I wonder how many of those have been used to cause chaos in this investigation.
It was all cool, right? When Betty was with him, though, right? He could do all this stuff, this case causing chaos in cases and stuff. And Betty was there just rooting him on, right? But now that they're not together, she's not. And I don't even know if they were together at all. She might just be making that up in her head.
The only person that needs to probably be the most investigated outside of Chris and Katie is JLR.
Maybe probably you. Not Chris and Katie.
They all are investigating. You know what? Nobody is even talking about jail. Nobody even brings up JLR's commentary, right? They go in there and watch it. Nobody even talks about him anymore, right? He's not relevant. You go out here, you type Bullhorn Betty in, you've got 50 freaking channels talking about me. Obviously, they keep trying to tell their audience I'm not a relevant person. Well, you know, you're showing how much relevant I am than anybody else on YouTube. Just saying. Nobody's talking about anybody else.
Her laugh is like
me, Seth,
that.
and Tony. Look at all these new faces in here. Hey, Jen, it's nice to see you, my love. Yeah, the dude's a creep. He's absolutely a creep. And he lies through his teeth. Car guy in here? I missed everybody. Everybody, it's nice to see you. Don't forget, I got 678 people in here and 127 likes. I'm gonna start doing the do.
Oh gosh.
You guys need to get out there and give me, I'm stalked by JLR and his ex or his girlfriend. I don't know, whatever she is. Smush face, okay? Hippo. We'll call her Hippo. Did I tell you I got a hippo thing that I named Magnolia?
So now she's freaking weird, guys. So she has like a stuffed animal, I'm assuming, or something, or whatever it is that's a hippo. She has something that's a hippo, and she calls it Magnolia. She has a t-shirt that has like Queen Bee's picture on it that she sleeps in. What are her pillowcases like? She is weird, y'all. I'm telling you, she's weird. That's weird.
Bash got me the hippo. And that was almost a year ago, right? When all this stuff was breaking off last year, like what was it, November?
So it's been a year. It's been a year, Betty, and you're still going on about it? It's been a year? Oh, move on, honey. Move
right
on.
Before we were bringing
move on. It ain't worth it.
Nova Grace her gifts. So we named the hippo Magnolia. So I literally have a stuffed hippo named Magnolia.
She probably sleeps
Bash,
with it.
I know you're watching from the bushes. I just want to shout you out. Love you, girl. Where's the thumbs up? Right? I'll have to find Magnolia. I think she might be on I haven't been in my office in a while because it's Brian Koberger stuff. We need to figure out what we're going to do for Brian Koberger. Am I going to go out there? Am I not going to go out there? So
maybe that's what she wants the 10 grand for. Actually, the Idaho trip.
My thing, so I can look as try to get those fine lines she has at 47 years old off her face.
What?
Magnolia, my boyfriend. My boyfriend's good.
Okay, we gotta go back. She's not gonna Magnolia.
Yeah, I guess she is pretty hot. Yeah. Maybe I need more filters. Okay, hold on. I need more filters on my thing so I can look as try to get those fine lines she has at 47 years old off her face.
What the Betty, you're 44. And look at you. Don't say anything about somebody's looks. Oh man, God don't like ugly.
Magnolia.
Betty, God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. You're supposed to be a Christian lady, you say?
My boyfriend's good.
This is all under Sebastian Rogers' name. Think about that. This is all under Sebastian Rogers' name.
He's good. I swear he's good.
And it has 8.3K views.
Anyways, we got see when I start bashing on him, the line calms down. She knows what side of bread.
I think so. Isn't she 44 or maybe not? Maybe I lied. But I thought she was. Isn't she 44? Now I'm second guessing myself, but I thought she was. She's 44. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Am I wrong?
I feel like the focus on Sebastian is gone. Well, that's why we keep it on.
I personally think Betty is she's 44. She maybe thought that JLR was the one, and then he broke up with her, and she's 44, and maybe she sees herself being alone for the rest of her life, and she's scared about that. Now she's taking it out on JLR.
Honest with you. That's why we're still looking at maps. That's why we're still hitting the pavement. Every time we turn around, there's still people that are working this very hard, that are sending leads on a daily basis, that are being is Magnolia's nose. Yes, that lady's got a smushed face. She looked like she was face planted in a freaking windshield.
That's messed up.
I don't know what happened to her face. I don't know if she was in a brat curve. Looks like she had a broken nose at some point. I don't know. Her teeth are all like sitting side. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her. I just know that
So you're over here making fun of her, and you're saying that something probably happened to her, like a car accident. You're a bitch, Betty. You are. Because if that were the case, if something did happen to her like that, and she did have a car accident, that's something she can't control. So you're going to make fun of somebody that has something, maybe because of due to a car accident or due to something bad happening to them. Okay, Betty, I'm sorry, but yeah, but I had to call you that because there's no other word for you. That is just, that's wrong. And I know you guys know how I feel about that. Let her make fun of me. Let her make fun of me.
Things aren't positioned right like they're supposed to be.
Nothing's positioned right in my face like it's supposed to be. Nothing in my face is positioned right.
Like snoring, Magnolia. Has he tapped your head before?
And I'm still smarter than Betty. Her face doesn't matter. It's her brain. Betty, her brain is beautiful.
For me? Oh, that's gonna get that. Lee, you better watch your mouth. That's gonna get you blocked, dude. That chick is butt ugly. And her hips are bigger than my shoulders. And I'm top heavy. Actually, I got a picture of her and him when I found out he was cheating with me. I took a picture. They were both sitting up by the gate. I took a picture of it, and her ass is about as big as Jonathan's. I didn't even realize how fat Jonathan's ass got until I took that picture. And it's like, damn.
I'm sure he likes that.
Mine's getting smaller, and yours is getting bigger. I don't even
I'm
think
sure he likes that.
He used to run 7 miles every day. He just stopped everything. Seriously.
He still gets his steps in.
I think we're getting off the rails here. Yes. You keep talking. You keep asking questions. That's why CP and Kit have it out for you. They expect this go away by now. No, it's not going to go away. You know why? Because Seth is still missing his son. And there's only one lady that knows what the hell happened to that child. And don't tell me the child that didn't walk. The child, there's no, in order for a child to walk out of a home, they physically have to walk out the home. I think it's pretty well established by law enforcement, Nick Barris, and everybody else that this child didn't walk out the home. Okay? So what happened?
They never said that.
Whatever happened.
You are, oh my Lord, Betty.
Inside the home.
Okay, so how'd she get that body out? She got it out with the book bag, the little thing that you said. Wouldn't the Ring cameras pick up her vehicle leaving the driveway, right? Because it's a bigger vehicle, SUV, I believe she has. So, Betty,
if he went in and never came out, what does that tell you?
And if there was evidence, the cops went through the house and checked it like 10 times. If there was any evidence in the home, they would see it.
This is a solvable case.
Like
this is a solvable case. But there are, things, there are challenges with law enforcement, like them not following the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to a T. Right? Because forensics should have been done in that home literally that day. Fingerprints should have been done on that door handle to verify whether his fingerprints were even on that door.
How do you know they didn't do that? You don't know, Betty.
I mean, we do this daily. I guess maybe it's easy to us to now.
We do this daily. Officers of the law do this daily, Betty, not you. Are you kidding? She said we do this daily. We do this daily? No. Cops do this daily. Forensics do this daily. Crime scene technicians do this daily. Betty, you don't do shit but sit in your bed talking about JLR and Magnolia for 33 minutes and 54 seconds.
Actually go through our checklist in our head of everything that needs to be done. But these are law enforcement agents. And, at the end of the day, you guys got to remember one of the biggest things, we do back the blue, but I am a huge
She never backs the blue.
Reminder.
I've never seen her back the blue ever. Has anyone ever seen her back the blue? Tell me one time.
To people that law enforcement are no
other than her sheriff and her little town.
Different than us. They make mistakes. They're not subhuman.
Yep,
they're human. And when things are moving a mile a minute, mistakes happen. And that's the situation we're here. But see, the problem I have with law enforcement, especially top brass, is they never take ownership of the mistakes. They never, it's deny, or just act like it doesn't exist. That's the problem I have. We expect our elected officials to take accountability. And when there's mistakes made, we expect to hold them accountable for those mistakes. The problem is we, the public, can't hold them accountable when they refuse to acknowledge their mistakes, and then they block the public out from ever knowing their mistakes. That's the problem I'm having. So what gives here? We are over the pub. This is a worldwide case. And Eric Craddock is wanting to be in charge of that sheriff's department when he doesn't even know how to handle a worldwide case. you know? And I feel like they're going to be doing underhanded stuff to keep it tucked under this beautiful little rug. And how sad is it that now we have only one lone detective running this investigation? One lone. Does it sound like they're trying to get this solved?
What is she talking about?
Do you think that the sheriff's department?
Where'd she get that information that there's one lone detective on this case? Absolutely not.
Is really taking this case seriously when we have only one lone detective working this case now? That's it. And they try to put lipstick on a pig and say, oh my God, we have one dedicated detective just for this case and this case alone. We need more eyes on this case, not less. And who's the detective? Is it still Major Tim Bailey? Or did you pull him off the case too? No, they will keep saying no new leads.
She's losing her steam, guys. She got to drink that coffee. She's losing her steam.
You know, I wonder if they done forensic findings on
being so kind.
The car on his. Why did he keep his camper in a different state throughout this entire investigation? And what you bet that camper is now moved from Mississippi directly to Louisiana or wherever the hell he's working at? That sheriff is as sharp as a marble. Yeah, sounds about right. Why won't TBI hand the case over? It's not that. Sumner County won't hand it over to TBI or the FBI. In order for the FBI to be involved, there has to be federal charges that could come of this. And the problem is there is no possibility, the way it sits right now, that federal charges could come of this unless I'm missing something.
If, let's say, Sebastian was lured out of the house and taken across state lines, that would be a federal case, Betty.
Highest place
let me educate you a little.
That could take this case over would be TBI.
No, absolutely not.
Buddies with the sheriff or people in
we've already had TBI, FBI, Secret Service working on this case, Betty. Come on.
County Sheriff's Department, the chances of them wanting to relinquish their file over to TBI is going to be next to impossible unless they are forced to do so. And as a matter of fact, that teacher, what is it, Greensburg, or you guys know which one I'm talking about, where she was stabbed like 32 times, even in the back of her head and neck and everything. And law enforcement tried to say that it was a suicide attempt. And so the family had to take the sheriff's or the county to court to be able to challenge the suicide determination. And they were successful. The judge now says that they can challenge that because they were closing the case and saying that this lady has all these stab marks all over her, including in the back, in places that there's no possibility of an arm reaching or making a wound.
Stop talking about Ellen Greenberg. We covered that case. Stop talking about her.
And they still classified this as self-inflicted. Even say Sebastian. She doesn't even want to say his name. She's more concerned about Faith than she is about her missing son.
My God.
But nothing to see over there, right? It all happened on February 26th, which is, 8 years. Her and Seth were together 8 years. Her boy's gone out of her life. She's living life. She's trying to get life back. I'm hearing that life isn't going quite her way.
She had her life together. I mean, they got a beautiful home. The weekend that, Sebastian went missing, like they were out that weekend having fun. What do you mean, Betty? What do you mean?
Trying to find everybody else to blame. Listen, lady, we are not the one that disappeared your kid. Okay. So you can try to blame Bullhorn Betty all day long, but guess what? I still ain't the one. You are. You're the one in the hot seat.
She's not blaming you for doing anything to her kids. She's blaming you for stalking her.
And no matter how many distractions you try to take the focus away from you and your husband, you're still the only ones in the hot seat. This child was inside your home. He was under your control, and you can't even tell us what happened to him other than you put him to bed, which I highly doubt. I highly doubt. Mama 3, are you serious? You've been watching Krama channels too long. Miss Lee, Mama 3, she got it. The law in Tennessee really needs to be changed when an alleged runaway is called in and immediately do forensics. That's what the directive is of the national.
Okay, if there's no evidence that a crime's been committed in a home, they're not going to go in there and start tearing up the carpet and doing forensics and spraying luminol everywhere, Betty. Now, if they go in the home and they search the home like they did and they do see, that there's a disturbance in the carpet, on the walls, something along those lines, then yeah, they will stop what they're doing. They will bring in forensics. They will start doing forensic checks. I went to school for criminal justice and applied science. I kind of know how this works. Betty, you don't know what you're talking about. They have to have a reason to be pulling up stuff and to be doing forensics. They have to have a reason. They can't just go in someone's house and start doing that. And then they'd have to get a warrant for that. No one's going to sign a warrant for that if there's no, proof of that. And I'm sure that they went in, and I'm sure that they did fingerprints. I'm sure that they did all that kind of stuff, but I know they weren't in there like tearing out carpets and all of that stuff.
National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. But again, it comes down to
they may have even sprayed his bed with luminol. I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, I don't think they did it all, but
improper training of law enforcement officers. It comes down to the fact that there's not enough money to go around when these type of cases happen because everybody wanted to defund. And now you guys are seeing the results of all this defunding throughout our country. When kids go missing, we only have 8 days to search for them. If we can't find them in 8 days, oh well, not a problem. Not a problem at all. All you got to do in Tennessee is hide the body, and you'll never have to face repercussions because that's just the way Tennesseans like it, right? So if you want to unalive your kids, go to Tennessee. That's what I tell everybody. If that's your name of your game, go to Tennessee. All you got to do is hide the body. Make sure the body's never found. You're good as gold. Any other state, you'd be in jail. Just saying.
No.
But this horse manure that is going around is manipulated.
Happens in North Carolina too. Madalena Kojikari, her mom's in another freaking country now, and she's missing still. So Betty, shut your mouth.
About me somehow collecting a super chat for steak on my channel is somehow complicit in something. No, actually, as a matter of fact, 2 people bought me steak that day. Only one was used. I haven't bought the steak with the other, and at the end of the day, I have these garbage protective orders that lied, right? We're learning a little bit more and more about these protective orders. They try to say I'm a rioter. They try to say I'm a violent felon. I have never been convicted of a violent crime in my life.
Never heard him say that.
Not one violent crime have I ever been convicted of.
She does have violent crimes, though. I'm pretty sure, like DVs. They just didn't show up for court and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Like Sarah Boone.
And these are the things that are in this affidavit. Again, nothing that I did to them. Just all this stuff that happened 20 years ago. It's bullshit.
Is the affidavit like locked down? Can we not see the affidavit or something? Because I haven't seen that.
Shit. It's malicious. It's malicious prosecution. It's abusive process. And JLR is behind it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And he handled it in person, so he had no paper trail. And you all know that because you know they were in Dollywood right before this stuff came out. So the proof is in the pudding. The man's a liar. He's manipulating his audience to attack Seth, to attack me, and to attack Tony for no good cause other than him and his stupid woman got their feelings hurt. If this is what they're going to do every time they get their feelings hurt, you guys bet your butt we're never going to get another good story out of him or his Hot Mess Express bitch than this. And now they're trying to do everything they can behind the scenes to destroy me yet again. You guys know it. I know it. So why are you guys continuing to engage with this piece of shit, JLR? It doesn't make sense. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. And so far, he hasn't gotten one damn thing accurate in this case. Not one damn thing. He couldn't even do a good, a good background on Tony. He has to pass around a 40-year-old black man's background, passing it off as a 50-some-odd white man.
No, some of those were a different person, but some of those were Tony. Bankruptcies and all kinds of stuff were Tony. Absolutely.
That's some bullcrap. And I kept saying it. And everybody's like, no, I had to point out that this has black male on it. And nobody gave a crap. They just ran.
There was one, I forget Tony's middle name, but the ones with Tony's middle name were the ones that were Tony. I forget his middle name, though. I want to say Lee, but that's not right, I don't think.
With the story, because nobody does their due diligence. And yet again, here we go. This lady, proven to be wrong, right? Why didn't he do his due diligence? Now you got Stephen Crabtree up there pointing out, look, fish. I can point out fish. See, I know how to use my sonar. Looky, fishy. Fishy.
Doing a lot more than you are, Betty.
Really? I literally, when I was watching that, I am literally busting out laughing.
In her bed.
And it looked like Steve Crabtree was about to cry right there on right there live. No, and I'm like, you have got to be joking me right now. This man looks like he's about to lose his stuff. Like, dude, do you have boobs or balls? I can't figure it Betty got some boobs.
Betty, you can't be saying stuff like that. This ain't the early 2000s anymore.
You definitely got way too much emotion for this cat right here.
Poor Betty.
Okay? Good gracious. You need a safe space and a coloring book, bro.
You need a straight jacket, Betty, and some freaking whatever it is, Thorazine or whatever it's called, the stuff that they give you so you can be doing the shuffle through the crazy place. That's what you need, Betty, for each personality.
I would say quit messing with those little girls. They're starting to get you. You're starting to become one of them.
Messing with little girls. He's out there on a boat with his brother, fishing. Why would you say that, Betty? Now these videos get out, and he does have a wife.
Just saying.
And a kid.
Does your wife know you stay up there calling him baby, sweetie, and honey? I can tell you right now, if I found out my man was on freaking tap with a whole bunch of women calling him baby, sweetie pie in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping, dude, I'm from the South. I might throw something at you.
No, she won't. She'll just get on YouTube and complain and yell it and make lies up about you.
I don't believe in violence. Just want to make sure I clarify. No violence is allowed on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Because let me tell you, if I was a violent person, I'd beat the hell out of JLR. And y'all know it, right? They can say all the hell the crap that they want. But at the end of the day, if I was really that violent, guess what? I would have definitely had been smiling in a freaking orange jumpsuit for that MFer. I should have, you know what? If he was in arm's length, I don't know. I might have tossed a skillet his way. Just saying. I don't believe in violence. If I did, I'd have beat the shit out of him. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Oh my God.
Someone released you threatening that.
She says that all the time.
I've never been charged with anything. They can release whatever they want. I could get to, and not only that, how many years ago was that?
Now she's saying, how many years ago was that?
For the love of Christ. Nobody knows what goes on. You know, again, anybody can say anything about anyone.
I don't care. Violent behavior doesn't change unless you went to like therapy and you've gone to classes and you've bettered yourself. Do you know what I mean? And you put in the effort. And Betty, you don't look like you put the effort in for anything. Looking at you.
And what's on those body cameras can be
you want to talk about Magnolia?
And not only that, but are they even? I don't even know if they're even completely there. And what information is added or subtracted? I don't know. I'm not looking into it. You guys can go out and watch and entertain yourself with my life history. Who cares? Doesn't matter. If I was a violent person, I'd beat the hell out of freaking JLR. Just saying.
Oh man,
I mean, it deserves it. There's no way it happened in 2021. I was on YouTube in 2021. Hell, I wasn't even with my husband in 2021. So there is that. Betty Smooth, who are you? Why are you in my chat? Let me help you. Don't tell me what to do on my own channel. You don't like it, go make your own channel. I bet you nobody would listen to your shit there either.
I love it.
Makes me think Tennessee needs some laws changed. Yes, they do. They do. We have more cases in Tennessee than any other state. And that's at the end of the day, that is the truth of the matter. We have more kids in the state of Tennessee that we. Good gracious. Yeah, you seem like you've got some mental problems there, Purple. So why don't you go take a pill? Call your doctor, go to your therapist. Hey, Betty, Memphis doesn't know about Sebastian. How? I'm telling you, I had to go. I went to the stores. I could tell you. That's exactly what I said. Nobody knew this kid was missing. That's why I went to the stores and started having them pull their cameras. Nobody was there. You think I like walking and talking in stores and restaurants? I knew that nobody had been down there. Why? Because law enforcement makes a shit ton of mistakes. That's why. And I'm sorry, but law enforcement did not do this case justice. Neither did TBI. Nothing had happened in Mississippi. I went to the Lowe's, the Home Depot. I went to all these gas stations and everything. I went to Murphy's. I went to Walmart's. I went everywhere and asked their loss prevention people to look back in their videos. So
because she thinks they'd actually do that and give her information. She went to the Kroger's also. They don't even sell shovels at Kroger's.
If they seen Chris, Katie, or Sebastian, to call TBI immediately. No, nobody knew squat. Nobody knew squat. And again, you would think that if Chris was in that area, why hasn't law enforcement reached out to anybody from law enforcement in that area? But hey, they're turning over every stone. Just saying. Just saying. Don't forget to hit your like button on the way in or the way out. I don't really care. But don't start funneling it into my ears. You guys want to listen to it? You want to believe it? You want it? You know what? The man lies. He's a manipulator. He has lied about everything when it comes to this case ever since he got his feelings hurt from Seth. And I have been saying that from the beginning, and he keeps stepping it up, and he keeps double downing, triple downing, quadruple downing. This man is not a good man, okay?
Okay, Betty, we heard you enough talk about him, you know. We've heard enough of Betty. Betty's done. She's mad. She went off the deep end. That was from this morning. Yeah, Carl, I meant to tell you, yeah, it was. I saw your comment. I'm sorry. But yeah, wow. This is all unfolding online. It's like a soap opera. We need to make a name for it. Just saying. Do you want that to be the name for the soap opera? Just saying. We could literally get drunk off that. If you just take a drink every time she says just saying, we'd all be going off the deep end. Yeah. This is insanity though. Like, she's big mad. Yeah, she is. She is big mad. I'm like, what in the world? I have never seen anybody do this on the internet. I mean, you know, everyone cries on a live or something, you know, once or twice in their career, but this, like, log off, Betty. You're doing all of this under Sebastian's name too. That's the thing. She's gotten in 4 hours, let's refresh the page because it might be more. Probably is. 8.6K views on that video. Sebastian Rogers, JLR, the head clown in the circus. I guess she, you know, I don't know. But I wanted to show you guys the update in Sebastian's case, and then I wanted to I'll share his flyer again at the end of the live, of course. But I saw this earlier today, and I wanted to share this with you guys. It just says, there are people who still don't know that Sebastian is missing. Father looks to bring awareness to son's disappearance. And we'll play this video here. It has an interview with Seth.
This month to bring awareness to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers.
It's been
wow, she's bright. That's pretty though.
nearly 6 months since the 15-year-old with autism was last seen. Last month, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office told us there still has not been any traces of the teen. His father, Seth, told us today that tips are still coming in. He says they continue to have vigils to let people know that Sebastian is constantly being thought of.
There's still people that don't know that Sebastian is missing. There are people that still don't know about Sebastian. And I just want to bring some more awareness to the community I live in and the community around Nashville that, you know, my son is missing and that I need the public's help to find him.
There will be a benefit ride for Sebastian on August 24th at the Fallen Brewery on Jardco Drive in Clarksville. A prayer vigil will be held shortly after the ride. Organizers are asking for a $25 donation per rider, which will include a custom shirt, a bracelet, and a meal following the vigil. 100% of the proceeds will go to Michaela's Mutt Motel, a veteran-owned and operated dog rescue in Clarksville. This is to celebrate Sebastian's love for animals.
We used animal therapy when he was younger, when we lived in Kansas, and he really likes to take care of animals.
Seth spoke.
When did they live in Kansas?
Mathis says a protest.
Anybody know when they lived in Kansas? Was that before California? How old would Sebastian have been? I mean, what?
Will be held outside of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office on August 26th. Seth is working to clear his name as a suspect in order to bring in more resources like the Cold Case Foundation to help in the search for Sebastian.
That's so weird. That like
will be held later
that the news are reporting that. Like they're reporting he's trying to clear himself. Isn't that weird? I've never heard of like just somebody like so hell-bent on clearing themselves. I mean, it's a process, you know? That's crazy. Well, thanks, Nora. People like me over here, I think, a little bit. Days of Our Lives, that's what I know. That's what I'm thinking, Michelle. I think that's probably the best one, but I kind of like just hearing just saying. I need a t-shirt that says that, just saying. I'll keep my eye open when you're there. Yes, Isabel. When are you going again? I know I ask you all the time, but I'm excited for you to come to the United States. I'm going to track you down. Why is it that Bayou Babe? That's what I was going to say. Okay, why isn't this going towards a reward? Why are they not doing a potluck or some sort of like fundraiser type of deal? I'm sure maybe they are. I'm not sure if they aren't, but why aren't they doing that and then giving those proceeds, taking those proceeds and giving those, over for a reward for any information? I mean, that would look good on everybody, Like, you're not just doing this for yourself, in a way, like, you're as the world turns around Betty. That's funny. Yeah, Kansas. I never heard of Kansas. That's where they met? Okay. So he would have been a baby, like, there, probably, and then they moved to California. Wow, okay. Seth's going way back. Let's go way back. All he talks about is Florida, yeah. Or California. I know, that's why I'm like, "Whoa." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Kansas, where'd that come from?" You fly out October 1st? That's coming up. Isabel, that's my birthday month. I gotta find you. I told Vincent, if you're in the United States, I've got to find you. He was like, I know. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. I am going to do a live this evening. We are covering Delphi. I had to think about it for a minute because we have a bunch of cases to catch up on. But we're going to cover Delphi. Of course, with the victims are Abby and Libby. And we're going to talk about, of course, the suspect in the case, Richard Allen. So we're going to go over Nancy Grace's new video she did over it. And we'll go over the new evidence that they're releasing. And we'll go over some new paperwork that's out. But thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate it so much. I thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you, Mary Beth, for the order on my boutique. I saw that. And thank you guys just all for being here, liking the video, commenting, doing all the things. I do appreciate it so much. So I'll see you guys all tonight around 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.